These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Been on my truck, look like bricks.
The Ghana edition. Woocation, the Ghana edition is here. I'm so excited, y'all. We are going to Detty December in Ghana. Y'all know I have been talking your ears off about going to Ghana, and I am so excited to finally bring it to you. And we're going to do all the fun things that you saw me do when I went to Ghana 2 years ago, back to back, y'all. Please go to woocationinghana.sortedchalet.com to book your spot. You do not want to miss this, because baby, once it sells out, it sells out. I cannot help you. I cannot. All right. So I will see y'all in Ghana. Again, go to woocationinghana.sortedchalet.com, and I cannot wait to see you for Detty December. What's up, guys? It's your sister, Jessie Woo. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, so you can join the Black Women's Tribe during Black Women's. The Huda rats are lying on me. Black Women's Month. We're just going to jump right on in. Not out, but in. I do have a special guest today, but before the guest comes in, I just want to say something. This morning, I woke up, went about my day. I checked my phone on my Instagram, and I've never experienced this, but I saw death threats in my DM. Death threats in my DMs. And some of you, like, who actually support me, were sending me stuff. And then I went on TikTok, and I'm like, I see people saying that I laughed at Huda being essayed as a child. I'm like, I never did that. I'm like, people are in my comments. I'm like, oh, this is going to blow over, because I never did that. And I am looking at the comments and I'm answering the comments. I'm like, yeah, I never did that. I know I laughed at her sticks. Me and my siblings played outside with sticks. I laughed at that because I thought that just didn't sound believable. And I laughed at the lunch table story where she said, and suddenly I looked at my group of friends and I just was like, y'all not funny. I'm out of here. And I remember saying, like, it just felt like a Disney story. It felt like a Disney movie. I just thought that was not real. But I saw people using that clip where me and AJ are laughing, and I'm saying some of those childhood stories, it literally gave in the arms of the angel, far away from here. Literally. And I said, yeah, it just was given 10 cents a day commercial. They used that clip to say that I laughed at Huda being essayed by her father. And I'm like, seeing them cut up the clips, I'm like, I'm leaving comments. I'm like, no, we were not laughing at her being essayed by her father. We were laughing at the 10 cents a day stories that she was giving, not her being essayed by her father. So then it went from, oh, you didn't laugh at it, but you dismissed it. So there's another part of the story where we're talking. And I said, she gave a story that it was a very ambiguous story. She doesn't really tell us what happened, but if you listen to the story, it's kind of alluding to her father being inappropriate with her. And I'm going to play the clips for you, but that's literally what I said. And I said, but because she is such a pathological liar, I don't know. Now, mind you, this is after me watching Huda and Alex Cooper sit on a couch together, catching Huda in like 20 different lies. If you watch the live, I broke down all the lies that she gave. But also in the same interview that she did with Alex Cooper, Huda also is laughing, and so is Alex Cooper. They're both laughing at her sexually harassing Chris on television. They both thought it was funny, right? And so for me, I'm thinking, okay, again, if I'm watching you laugh at someone that you victimized, basically, someone you threatened, someone you tried to coerce, or you did coerce, And then I just listened to you for 2 hours tell repetitive, like lie after lie after lie after lie. And I just watched Love Island. And for 30 episodes, I also saw this woman lie and lie and lie, and even post her coming out of the villa. She gets in these interviews and she says she was bullied. Another very ambiguous story because she doesn't tell you who bullied her, right? But if you go and Shelly's comments right now, literally right now, it's all Huda rats in her comments, dragging her, right? She knows exactly what she's doing. And so going back to that story with her father, and I just want to make something clear. She never said she was SA'd. She never said this. So y'all are on TikTok. Y'all are on Instagram. Y'all are on YouTube. Y'all are on Threads. Y'all are all over the internet calling this woman's father the R word, right? When in all actuality, she literally never said this, right? And she gives a very ambiguous story in a way where later on, if she could come back, like later on, if she gets an interview and they ask her about that, she could be like, well, I mean, technically I didn't say that, right? But the damage is done. The damage is done. And so again, right? I have seen all this. And for me, watching a pathological liar lie continuously, this is me making an observation of the person. I never once said, I don't believe that she was SA'd. Never once said, I don't think that happened. I simply said, but because she is a pathological liar, I don't know. And if you watch the clip, which I will play, I'm about to keep speaking, but EJ comes in and he interjects. And it's great because he interjects and he says, I do believe her. And the reason why I do believe her, and I'm paraphrasing, but he goes on to say, I believe her because her actions in the villa come across as someone who might have experienced that beforehand. Let me say this. It is so dangerous. It is so dangerous to lie like that, because I'm seeing people say, oh, well, you're an SA survivor. You've talked about how when you talked about it, nobody believed you. If you watch the live, in my live where I talk about it, I literally say it's very common for families not to believe. When a child says that happens, it's very common for families not to believe that. When I said that in support of her. I may not like her character. I may see that she is a pathological liar, but that's not me saying that what she didn't say happened, but you all are saying. That's not me saying that didn't happen. I literally said that in support of her. But for y'all to go online and say that, not only does that put me in harm, as someone who has continuously talked about being a SA survivor, as someone who was just in Pennsylvania not too long ago in Philly with Tarana Burke, if you look up the Me Too movement, their latest PSA, that's my voice. That's my voice. I would never, ever laugh at someone being assaulted, ever. And I have continuously used my voice and used my platform to talk about that. That really hurt. I've seen people say lies about me all the time, and I've just learned to just move on and let that be that. But to tell a lie like that, that is so horrible, because it doesn't just affect me, it affects other people. So many of you are survivors of that. And then so many of you, you're coming across my content. Mind you, I do dating show reviews all the time. This is nothing new. So many of you, those videos are on TikTok will be the first time you see my face. And it will be because someone said, I laughed at this woman being SA'd when I never did that. Shame on y'all who are doing that. You don't have to like my commentary. You don't have to like me. You don't like what I say. You don't have to like what I say. You don't have to like that I continuously stand up for Black women. You don't like that. That's fine. That's fine. You don't like that I called out her internal racism that she enacted in the villa. That is fine. But to sit there and to say that I laughed, and then go from saying, oh, you didn't laugh, but you dismissed it. Then go on to say, you didn't dismiss it, you implied it. That is such dangerous rhetoric. That is not what I stand for. Apologize to me. I'm not issuing no apology to none of y'all. Apologize to me for lying on me like that. And shit like that stays on the internet. It stays there. It stays. Apologize to me for lying on me like that. That is it is literally a lie. And it's so vile. It's so vile. Just like your fave, it is so vile. And again, it proves my point. It is so easy to lie on Black women. But literally, y'all who are in the comments degrading me and lying on me for laughing at SA, which is something I never did, y'all don't have no heat for her and Alex Cooper, who literally laughed when she talked about sexually coercing Chris and sexually harassing Chris in bed. Y'all don't have no smoke for that. Y'all don't have no smoke for Alex Cooper, who literally is a victim, who has come forward and talked about being a victim herself. This is literally Alex Cooper. Let me show you this. This is literally Alex Cooper. This is her. Alex Cooper accuses her college soccer coach of sexual harassment. In her new Hulu documentary, Call Her Alex, the podcast mogul names a woman who allegedly ended her athletic career. She turned something that I loved so much into something extremely painful. It was painful for her, yet she laughed alongside Huda when they talked about Chris. She laughed. And then y'all use me and say I laughed. That's why I go hard for Black women's and Black folks, because it's so easy. It's so easy for y'all to get online and lie. And it travels so fast and so far. So I just wanted to start off with that. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my very, very special guest. Y'all know her. Y'all love her. The one, the only, Miss Blue Telusma.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I lost myself a little bit there.
No, you didn't. I think what you did was a beautiful example of why we keep on saying Huda is dangerous. She's dangerous. Any Black or brown person who is speaking an inconvenient truth in Huda's presence is going to be victimized. And the thing about Huda is she's such a manipulative victim that she is dangerous to survivors, right? People who overly identify with their victimhood tend to create new victims themselves because they create this cycle of, in their minds, nobody's equitable. There's always a superior and an inferior, which means if I'm inferior, it's because you're better than me, and I'm superior, that's the only way that I'm safe. So they always have to make somebody else the bad guy.
Yeah.
Also too, can we just again underscore how dangerous it is that Huda once again brilliantly insinuated something, groomed the audience to jump to a conclusion that she could easily, on a technicality, say never happened, and is letting everybody else do her dirty work for her. She never said her father SA'd her. All she said was, I was left alone with him and he was inappropriate. The term inappropriate is so
Did she use inappropriate?
She mentioned something to the fact of something was inappropriate or she was uncomfortable.
Okay,
it was very light language where the ambivalence of it creates space for all sorts of boogeymen. So not only are you dangerous to Black men and Black women, not only are you dangerous to people who are in healthy relationships, you're now dangerous to the men around you. Your father and the father of your child both caught strays during this interview. And one of them, the latter, has been caping for you the entire 2 months that you've been canoodling on the island while taking care of your daughter. Give us your child in 2 months and some change. And the man who is making sure that your child is emotionally stable enough
Yeah.
for you to be able to do what you're doing right now, to chase clout, is now catching strays when they asked you a question about how did you find out you were pregnant. It took her 5 minutes. I went back and watched it. When Alex said, so what was the story of your pregnancy? She took a 5-minute detour to slander this man about being a cheater before she finally actually started answering the question.
Literally. And I want to point out too, because I pointed this in my last live, as she was doing that, right? She told like several lies. She said, I don't ask men for their location anymore. She said, I asked him for his location. But she said, oh, I don't do that anymore. Literally.
I was 18. I'm 24 now. I don't do that anymore.
But literally on Love Island, she was in bed pressuring Jeremiah to give her location, give her his location. Hey, even if we're not together, can you share your location with me? It was lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And so if I'm watching someone literally tell lie after lie after lie, how am I supposed to know what the truth is? And that's not me saying that she wasn't SA'd. She never said that.
She literally never said it. I will say this. You mentioned Tarana Burke, and I do want to use this as an opportunity to clear up something where Tarana Burke was misquoted, because we love to misquote Black women when we're being logical in order to make it seem stupid and emotional. Tarana Burke once said, believe all survivors. Yes. You guys changed it to believe all women. She said, I think I never said believe all women. Believing people, girls, just on gender is actually quite stupid and dangerous. When she says believe all survivors, what she means is if an officer actually believes a survivor might be telling the truth, they have to vet the entire story to see if it actually lines up so they can embolden and reinforce their case. If an officer thinks a survivor is lying, they won't even check or vet, they'll just dismiss. So the irony is, believe all survivors means if I believe you, I have to go through checks and balances to make sure that the truth is working in your favor. If you are lying, we will find out. If you are telling the truth, now I can advocate for you with even more bass in my voice, because it's not subjective, it's objectively quantifiable. So using Tarana Burke, right, the creator of Me Too, before you guys thought it was Alyssa Milano, using that logic of if you want to,
it was created by a Black woman. Me Too was created by a Black woman. Thank you.
So think about this logic. So believing survivors means making sure that we vet and check everything to fortify their truth as advocates. Yes, that means part of that is looking at the strength of your character. Part of that that a lawyer would do as due diligence is there any record of delusion or something that could unintentionally create a victim out of the person who's being accused rather than the accuser? That's part of vetting. In that, I have to look at your previous behavior. So if you have been lying pathologically, verbatim on camera for 9 weeks straight in ways that there are entire montages about, if I am to believe survivors, I actually have to factor in the fact that your character shows that you are a pathological liar. And by the way, the word pathological, let's understand words, since we're actually smart and not just emotional idiots. The word pathological means if you're a pathological liar, you are lying in order to maintain a persona. Look it up, guys. Me and Jesse are way more impressive when you realize that we're not making shit up.
And honestly, too, that persona is what? To always be the victim. When it comes to her, that is her persona. Every situation she comes into contact with, they did this to me. They did that to me. On her podcast with Call Her Daddy, she said that her friends were bullies. Literally from the time the show started, Huda's friends would come on TikTok and say things like, she's not perfect, but she doesn't deserve this. She's a person, she's a good person. They went to bat for her. The moment she got on that podcast, it was, they bullied me because I could sing. They bullied me because I could sing.
And then they bullied me because I wanted to model, and they wanted to model, and I'm just so pretty. Girl, respectfully, I've seen both of your faces. You didn't believe that yourself.
Literally. We seen the original.
Your sister is your before picture. So let's not pretend that you were just a pretty girl with pretty privilege and they were hating on you. No, you got a whole new face because you didn't even believe that yourself. And I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it's another place where there's a discrepancy between what you're saying and the actual facts. Huda The thing about Huda that makes me so scared is, and I said this on Threads, I'm going to try to figure out how to say it in a nice way. I don't have a nice way to say it, but there are a lot of commonalities between the Black Huda supporters.
Clark it.
The Black
Huda
supporters all have certain things in common. I can make some pretty accurate hypotheses about how you were perceived by society, how you perceived yourself, how people interacted with you, and why you are. It's the same thing of if you see like a really sad, overweight, unemployed gay male with no friends, he's the one crying the loudest for Gaga. We're not judging him, but we're clocking him, right? We get it. We understand that as being someone who's marginalized group of a marginalized group of a marginalized group who never had access to beauty, she's probably what you daydream of being as an escape when you're in your bedroom. And so when you see someone who is the visage of what you wish you were, actually say, hey, I got your back, and makes you feel seen. You're not overly identified with her because she's not you, but she's who you want to be, and she's looking at you back. So respectfully, to all the crunchy edge girls, to all the home perms, the hard wigs, the just lashes that are loose, who say, well, Huda could have said the N-word and I still would have been on her side.
Literally.
I need you to understand.
You saw that black girl. You saw that black girl with her crunchy wig say that. Literally say
you could tell she had a glow up.
The N-word.
Oh, she had a glow up. You could tell growing up, she's a beautiful girl, by the way. So this is not about beauty, it's about how you perceive yourself. I actually think that girl who said that is beautiful. I can also see by looking at her that she probably had a phase where everybody didn't agree. And that's the part of her, right? The ugly part of Huda that got that new face and then became a terror. I'm using my words carefully, because you guys love to talk about racial slurs. I said terror. So the part of Huda that felt ugly and did that is speaking to the part of you that felt ugly and did this. And so now two swans who still act and think like ugly ducklings are in an echo chamber agreeing with each other. And the girls who, the Shelleys of the world, who are like, I've actually always been cute. I don't know what to tell you. The Shelleys of the world are like, why are they yelling at each other? Nobody else is bad but them. It's mutual delulu. There's a mass hysteria that Huda has ushered into the social zeitgeist that scares me. And again, I will say this to the day I die. If you know the story of Emmett Till, you will never again tell me or Jessica or any other Black female pundit that we are overreaching with why Huda is dangerous. We've seen Black men have their masculinity completely disrespected. But small penis now?
Yeah, but let me interject right there. As you say that, we've seen Black men have their masculinities, disrespected. Is that not what happened with Huda?
Yep.
Is that not what she did with Jeremiah? Is that not what she did with Chris? Is that not what she did with She literally did this over and over again. That's why for me, I'm not understanding why, especially the Black folks, predominantly Black women, are watching this and not thinking to themselves, there is a correlation here, y'all. Like, there is no way, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. There's no way, right, that in everyday life, some of the instances that we saw with Huda, there's no way that it wouldn't end up with a Black man in jail or a Black man possibly being deleted by an officer.
Yep. This
is how dangerous she is. And the thing with her too is her victimhood is so, she has mastered the art of victimhood.
It's top tier. I've said a lot. It's pretty top tier.
Top tier.
Top tier.
Top tier. Cries immediately, soft voice, very she goes from being a 24-year-old grown-ass woman to a 10-year-old, 8-year-old even. Like, oh, but you didn't play ping pong. Literally, there's a moment in the interview where she tells Alex, like, part of the reason why she went ham on Jeremiah was he wouldn't play ping pong with me.
Yep.
He wouldn't play ping pong with me.
But Ace made Shelly pancakes with crispy edges.
He made her 2 pancakes.
And her best friend is her 4-year-old daughter, so that tracks as well. Her best friend is her 4-year-old daughter, right? She's always talking about her and her daughter are together 24 hours a day. That actually made me scared because I was like, so let me think about this. You are an alleged victim of abuse who is now creating new victims because you never got the help that you sought. You overly identify with your victimhood. You have no personality outside of being a beautiful damsel, right? That's the archetype that you decide to become now, right? That's where all your power is, because men want to take care of you because you're so tiny and cute. They want to take care of you when you're scared. So now you realize I can control by being submissive. I can control men by pretending that they're controlling me. Check. Number 2, I know where I'm favored. There's a video, I'm going to find it and send it to you, Jessica. An Arab girl came and said, can I be honest? She said, sisters, can we all be honest? We're taught as Arab women our entire lives that we are the most baddest bitches that ever lived, and all other ethnic group of women is inferior to us. We were taught this culturally, that we are better than all other types of women. So when I see how Huda is acting as an Arab woman, I'm clocking it for what it is. The xenophobia that y'all think happens between Africans, African Americans, and Caribbeans, the Arab community is saying, no, we do that shit on purpose.
Literally.
So you're being raised to think that you are the best kind of woman. The fact that you look more like Jafar than Princess Jasmine bothers you, so you get surgery. Now you actually look like the pearl that you were raised to think that you were.
I'm screaming.
Right?
Not Jafar.
I mean, I'll take the bullet.
But we've been saying that, which is why, again, this may sound repetitive, but this is why her one-sided beef with Shelly was so deep, because she was raised to believe that she looked better, even with her original face. Even with her original face. And now I've upgraded my original face, and I've gotten very Afrocentric features.
Kardashian. She turned into a Kardashian, child.
Yeah, literally. You've morphed into a diet Kardashian, right? You got the ass. And so how dare men in this villa? I'm in a green bikini and Chris is having a full conversation with Shelly. How dare Shelly get the attention that I paid my surgeon for me to get? How dare she get that?
All she did was get some boho braids. All Shelly did was go to the African shop and get some boho braids.
For $200. You had to go lay on the table several times, and you still did not get the African princess Haitian queen treatment that Shelly Timali Manushka, Evelyn Bisson, Jean-Pierre Francois received. Because
did you hear what you said, though? Did you hear what you just said? You just said that Huda followed the desirability hierarchy playbook, play by play by play. And someone at the bottom just walked right past her without paying any dues. Subconsciously, that's what she's thinking.
And the person that was at the bottom got 2 pancakes. Huda got just 1.
Yeah.
Shelly got flowers. Shelly got flowers. Huda ain't getting none. That's why she's so mad. Like, she's so upset with Shelly.
I mean, I get it. If I was, I'm not gonna hold you. If I was empathizing as Huda, I'd be mad too. Like, this bitch, Bruno Mars voice. This bitch, like, why? Like, excuse me, I paid. Can I see the manager? Because I paid for the Niggas Love Me package. What in the hell? What in the Wakanda is going on here? Y'all didn't tell me it was Black History Month. I thought it was June. The fuck?
She didn't know that she didn't know that every month was Black Women's Month during Black Women's Month. She didn't know.
No, she got the BET stand for We Love Huda. Like, she don't even understand acronyms, babe. Like, she really thought. By the way, there's a tweet that I found. I'm gonna send it to you as well. In the tweet, several months ago when Huda got cast, someone said, "Oh, let's get ready for these Black women to get pissed off when all our men want her." People were projecting on Twitter that Huda was going to be a problem because she was obviously going to be the favorite Black men, and Huda has Twitter. I promise you.
Surprise, so there was actually posts. Nobody in the villa wanted her except for Jeremiah.
That's why she's upset. And Jeremiah, by the way, looks like somebody who left her baby daddy in the oven.
Oh yeah, literally, he looks like her baby. Literally, you got 2 bodies left with 0 connections. I want to go back just because I know we're gonna talk more about this interview too, but I want to go back to the lies, and I want to play that video that you talked about too. But I want to first and foremost talk about her baby daddy. So this is
that poor man. Child.
Listen, because again, this is another lie that we're gonna have to debunk. Hold on.
You like my Love Island background? It keeps glitching, but I just want it to be festive.
Child, we see you, child. You down to the villa? What's going on? What did you get? Did you get pancake with crispy edges?
No, I'm good. I prefer the avocado toastiers. Can we bring back the avocado toast? Wasn't no beef with avocado toast. It's the pancakes.
Yeah, let's go back to Toasties.
Zaboka. We need avocados.
Yeah, let's go back to Toasties. This is just not it. All right, I'm gonna share this screen. Hold on.
Huda's ex and the father of her child is responding to comments on his page saying that she wasn't being truthful about their past on the podcast. His fans were quick to take to his comments saying, "You didn't cheat once, but more. Like what?" And he says, "Not true." This one says, "Noah, you got a lot of explaining to do." And he says, "All I'll say is don't believe everything you hear. I'm not here to clear stuff up anymore. I could easily prove things, but she's already going through a lot. No need to stir." Another person left a comment saying, "So a little birdie told me," and he responded saying, "I made mistakes, but I didn't cheat during her pregnancy. It doesn't mean it's who I am. There's a reason she chose to have a kid and continue a relationship with me." Somebody else left a comment saying, "You literally said you didn't cheat," and he said, "During pregnancy, still true." I think this was the last comment he responded to, where somebody says to him, "She really called you out on that podcast." And he responded saying, "Yet I remained quiet when I could really explain how Ish actually was. I guess respect goes one way."
Another person she lied on. Let me play.
The person, like, if there was nobody,
the person who was going to bat for her, mind you,
her number one defender,
going to bat for her.
She said Nick's name 7 times, Jesse.
Huh?
She said Nick's name 7 times during her "Call Me Daddy" interview, even when she wasn't asked about him. 7 times.
Oh, for Olandria's baby daddy. Marcel's daddy.
Marcel Senior.
She
said that man's name 7 times, and then I saw a live of him, and she was like, "Oh wait, Nick's calling me right now. I'll be right back." It made it like, come on, we've all seen this movie, bruh.
Mind you, she's been hugged up under him and Olandria. But then you come out the villa and you say you were bullied. You don't put an address to it. So basically you allow your fan base to go and bully these 2 Black girls. They unfollow you. And your fan base, the Huda Rats, go 10 times harder. Go 10 times harder. I want to play this clip just because I want to put what the clip that everybody on TikTok says, that it's me laughing.
Yeah, let's see that.
Laughing at this woman.
I should have put lashes on. I look like an emoji.
No, you don't. Shout out to EJ. He was on the live with me. This is EJ.
The Zoes are lit on this topic.
Baby, listen. Okay, so hold on. Okay, here it is. No, she's not here anymore for personal reasons. Anyway, on to breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she really, really got treatment that nobody else would have gotten. But let's get into the interview. Also, y'all, please make sure that you like the live. The more you like it, the more people will see it and they'll come in. But okay, I wanted to start off with the beginning of the interview. So here's the thing, right? And you could help me speak on this as well. Huda is such a pathological liar, right? That I felt bad listening to her talk about her childhood, because I was just like, can I even believe this, man? Because you lie so much. She said that as a child that her and her siblings were playing with sticks outside. Like, it made it very much seem like they were living in a 10 cents a day commercial. In the arms of the angel, far away from here. Like, what's that?
Hell nah. That girl cut the crap. She be lying. Like, for real, I'm not about to sit here. How can I trust what you're saying? And people are going to be like, you think she would lie about something like that?
Yes.
It's clear. the closet is clear.
How many documentaries have we seen of women literally lying about having cancer for money, having sicknesses for money? Like, we see this shit all the fucking time. Like, that is the clip.
Yep.
That is the clip that people are using, saying that I laughed at Huda being essayed.
That's intellectually dishonest. Nobody watching that clip is seeing that. That's a game of telephone that I'm hoping people heard from somebody who heard, and that's why they got there, because that doesn't say that at all. By the way, somebody mentioned in here about CPS. Her baby daddy is claiming CPS was not called. And considering she hasn't seen her kid in 2 months and he's been with her, I'm going to go with what he says. The CPS thing is another part of the Huda victimhood package.
But also, that whole CPS rumor was started by her fan base, the Huda rats, to get sympathy. Oh my God, you guys call CPS. In the interview herself, she says this. I'm going to play it.
It's the craziest thing I heard.
I'm going to play it.
Oh, you heard. Okay. Why would you need to hear if you just call your baby daddy and ask him? Why would you read it somewhere and not call the father of your child to confirm it? You guys, this is how people lie.
Literally, I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it. I'm going to play it so y'all can hear it.
That didn't tell you something was wrong, that she was talking about a rumor about her own child. She could have just called her father. That's how you critically think when somebody's lying to you guys. That doesn't make sense.
Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. Okay.
And carry on.
Hold on.
Playbook is less.
I just want to play it so y'all can hear it.
It handles all my leads, clients, projects, and you've gotten to maybe see a couple of like your mentions. Like, what comments have been like negatively the most shocking to you?
Oh fuck, I really don't pay that shit no mind. The craziest thing I've heard is that people called CPS on me. I was like, are you so serious right now? First of all, my daughter's dad was fully aware of what I was doing. He was fully okay with it. He signed consent. We had that conversation.
So you conversed with him about everything, but you didn't clear up with him about CPS and are speaking about a rumor that he himself said didn't happen. How do I know more about your baby daddy than you do? That don't make no sense. And so the person who's saying in the comments, let's clear this up, that Blue and Jesse are doing the exact same thing that the Huda fans are doing. That's an unintelligent remark, because Huda is weaponizing her proximity to whiteness. We have none. I have no proximity to whiteness to weaponize. So respectfully, take a look. It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow. That's the problem. A lot of y'all didn't. I can go anywhere.
Our brain would be ashamed of you.
No, it is so apparent that y'all didn't read No Rainbows as children. It is so apparent that y'all didn't read No Rainbows as children. Name one lie that we've told. Name one lie that we've told.
I'll wait.
Name one lie. Name one conspiracy or agenda filled video or a piece of content that we've put out there to put that girl's life in danger. No, that is what y'all do. That's what the Huda rats have done. That's what they did to me. Going online and saying I was laughing at this girl being essayed. Mind you, she never said she was essayed. And mind you, I just played the clip for you. We were laughing at her saying basically that her childhood was like a 10 cents a day commercial, because we just found that it just didn't come across that it was true.
No.
Because she lies so much. If you don't like that, that's fine. Like, you think I'm whack for saying that? Cool. But let me raise you one up. Shelly grew up in a homeless shelter. I don't see y'all talking about that. Alandria had a hard childhood too. Single mother raising her, and she was the eldest daughter of three. Y'all are not out here. Oh, can we please have more grace for Shelly, who was homeless at one point? Can we have more grace for Olandra, who had a single mother? And
where's all this grace when it's us, though? Does Grace know where we live?
Grace don't got our address.
No, enablers don't have our address, because it's not Grace, guys. Grace without boundaries is enabling, which is dangerous. You see how we always get back to the fact that Huda is dangerous? You know why she's also dangerous? Just like y'all's president, she is making you dumb. There's a level of stupidity that
Clark it.
consign yourself to in order to keep defending her. I saw a Huda apologist actually renege. She was a reneger on Twitter the other day. She said, y'all, after the Alice Cooper thing, I'm gonna have to recuse myself from the Huda Hive. Here's the thing. Y'all are acting like we're conspiracy theorists. I'm actually having the opposite reaction. And Jessica, you probably can relate to this. The Call Me Daddy interview, I was like, yo, we were actually way more right than I thought. I'm actually scared about how right we were.
My friend Scotty Beam.
We were conservative.
No, my friend Scotty Beam, she was like, yo.
I love Scotty.
I love Scotty too. She was like, oh, let this bitch keep talking.
Please.
Let her keep talking. But the problem is, like you said, it don't matter what she says.
Nope.
Her fan base have an allegiance to being stupid, have an allegiance to telling and spreading lies. And so it don't matter. It don't matter. They have an allegiance to being stupid, telling lies, and also participating in her victimhood. So much so that they're creating other victims. Literally, the way that she talked about Chris in this interview, she called Chris a whole bitch. You got people in Chris's mentions bullying Chris. Chris went on a podcast and literally protected her, went so far as to chastise his sister.
For a full hour. He protected that episode. I don't know why Chris needed an hour-long episode. Chris didn't talk for an hour on the show, but Nick Vile gave Chris a full fuck. Where did this hour come from? Okay.
You know what he got that hour from? Because he ain't playing for no hour in overseas.
He ain't had a lot of availability. They said, "What are you available?" He said, "Yes."
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
I'm actually not balling overseas.
Yeah, being an unemployed blue collar athlete, that's one of the perks is you get a lot of free time in the off season. No, Chris is one of those people who I feel like he played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. The thing that scares me about Huda, and I'm not being an extremist, have you guys seen the last couple of years? There's been several stories of Black men who used to hate Black women, who used to tweet about how much they hate Black women, and then got unalived by their white girlfriends during emotional outbursts. There's been like 2 or 3 of those stories. Google it. There's been 3 that I can think of in recent times. Like, oh, his girlfriend got emotional and she stabbed him up, and it'd be like a cute blonde girl. And then before they start saying rest in peace so-and-so, they look at his old tweets and it'll be like, oh, he's been calling us monkeys since 2008. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
That narrative, guys, there's an archetype that is starting to shift of that narrative of women, non-Black women, who fetishize Black men, but have no emotional regulation. And then they end up on the news and she's crying, doesn't go to jail, but his family now is missing a whole family member at Thanksgiving. That's a trend that Huda is so reminiscent of. And God forbid, if she's ever dating a man of color.
But you know, so funny. You know, so funny. She gonna pop up with a Black man, please. She will pop up.
If anything happens to that man, his family will have to mourn in silence.
In silence. Silence.
Whether he goes to jail, gets hurt, is accused of something that he swears he didn't do. There are so many iterations of men literally being, and we don't want to see men as potential victims. That's part of it as well. Part of girls culture is men can't be victimized.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into that. Yeah. Hold that thought. We're going to get into that. But also, I want to play the second clip where people are saying that I said I did not believe that she was essayed by her father.
Let's do it.
I want to play that clip. Hold on. I want to play that clip. Ordinary for people to fucking lie, right? Yeah. But she did say that you know, she grew up growing up, her dad was very abusive to her mother, that, you know, her dad beat her mother. And then she gave this story that it's like, I feel like she was saying that her dad, I don't know what she was saying because she never said it, right?
She insinuated it. We all know. She
insinuated that her father was inappropriate with her when she was a child, but she never really said it. She said that her entire family doesn't believe her. Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of times when this happens within families tend to not want to believe it. Like, this happens all the time. But again, because she's such a pathological liar, I just don't know.
Honestly, I kind of do believe
Let me stop it there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to continue speaking. EJ comes in.
that happened. Let me explain to you why I believe that happened. Because I'm gonna be honest, I did wanted to say this was one of the first things that I did want to say. Huda sexually coerced Chris on multiple occasions. In the state of the law, sexual coercion is sexual assault. So let's in the terms of what they want to speak in. Huda sexually assaulted Chris. Chris was uncomfortable on multiple occasions, and she tried to villainize him when he didn't get her way. Let's speak in the terms of they like to speak in. Huda wanted Chris to be her sex slave, and the moment that he didn't want to be her sex slave, she was literally wanted to ruin his day. She literally said out her mouth. If you watch his Chris's File video, he literally said out his mouth. He denied it multiple times, and she said, "Well, you got 3 seconds. You're counting down." Her problem is that she doesn't see Chris for who he is. She sees Chris as an object, kind of like how the government in America sees us as objects, not as humans.
So again, because people were trying to say even EJ said it, neither one of us said it.
Quite the opposite. You were cautious and conflicted, and then he affirmed. So it's like to go from cautious, which makes sense with a pathological liar, to conflicted because the survivor in you wants to. You can literally see it in your face. I was watching as if we weren't friends because I wanted to say if I had to drag Jessica, it might get awkward. So I was watching your face as if I wasn't your friend, and you were cautious, and then the survivor in you wanted to believe her. But the logical thinker in you who has pattern recognition was still saying, be cautious, even though you obviously want to believe her, because you even advocated and said the part about her parents not believing her is actually quite common with actual victims. You actually affirmed her by saying the one thing you could have weaponized against her, I'm actually going to advocate on Huda's behalf, even though I don't like her. The survivor in me recognizes the survivor in her, and I want to advocate that that's not atypical for someone who has been assaulted in some way. And then your guest said, and you know what? I'm even inclined to believe her because her behavior sounds like an unhealed person who's gone through trauma, who's been made to be an object and now has an easy time seeing others as objects as well. And when someone advocates for themselves in a way that she wasn't empowered to advocate for herself, her brain can't process it. You guys did quite the opposite. I'm saying this to somebody who's been an emotional intelligence coach for the last 22 years. And for someone who's asking, well, Blue, who told you were an emotional intelligence coach? My colleagues at the Harvard School of Public Health. That's who told me that I was an emotional intelligence coach. So 22 years in, watching this objectively, 10 years working in journalism. So I also worked in the news, guys. Yes, I was on CNN. I'm telling you as a pundit, you did everything right.
All I did was literally say, I'm looking at her character. I never, ever, ever said, I don't believe her. No. I never said she wasn't essayed. I couldn't say that because, again, she never told us she was essayed. Y'all are going out there saying she was.
Yep.
You have all these publications now who picked it up.
And your father is seeing that your father has now been implied to be like an abuser.
Listen,
your mother, your sisters,
everybody, like your whole family now has to carry that. And again, that's not me saying, even if he did do it, that's not me saying that that he shouldn't carry that, right? But what I'm saying is literally, she never said it. She was very ambiguous about it. And you all picked it up.
Nasty
you picked it up for her. She don't even have to carry that. Now you all are calling her father the R word. Now, I don't give a fuck about this lady father. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't care. I don't care, right? However, you have to know how dangerous that is to literally have TMC, People Magazine, Associated Press, all these news outlets picking that up, right? Mind you, you haven't even spoken to your daughter in 8 years. Like, you haven't spoken to her at all.
His father and her haven't spoken in 8 years, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, huh?
Here's the thing that makes me so nervous, and I'm going to use the word nervous intentionally, is that if her father did do something inappropriate,
of course,
and she was going to share this, there's a very intentional and thoughtful way that you would have to have the conversation, not because of him, but because of your mother and your daughter and your sisters and everybody else who's connected to him, right? So forget him, even if he wasn't an abuser. Don't protect the abuser. Yeah. On behalf of your familial ecosystem, as an Arab woman, and I have a lot of Arab friends, dignity is number one.
Yeah.
Wahala. Dignity is number one. So you know your community. You know how much dignity matters to them. And you, in this sensational way, share something this delicate, and I doubt that you called your mother and your sisters to warn them at a time.
Of course
and
not.
Also, let's think about character. If your own father and the father of your daughter, who you actually said is a good enough parent to watch her for 2 months while you're gone, if the two closest men to you in your life are not safe from you, then who are we as niggas to feel safe around you?
Hello.
Who are we? Hello. If your own baby daddy, who still said he still has your back, is not safe, then why is Alandria safe? Why is Clark safe? Why is Shelly safe? Why is poor Amaya Papaya safe? The day that Amaya finally gets a therapist, a coach, or just
baby,
Amaya, just call me, okay? We're from the same island. The minute Amaya gets a little bit of life coaching and realizes who Huda really is, because like you guys people like to quote us, Amaya is Huda in a different font. She is going to have her heart broken. The part of me that loves Amaya, I'm heartbroken that they are friends, because guess what? I've been the Amaya. I've been the person who's friends with the demonic version of me, the version of me that I've evolved from. But because I overly identify with that former version of me, I'm not clocking that I'm not safe. So I become her shield, her friend, and X, Y, and Z until it's my turn.
Yep. Oh, and it's gonna be your turn very quickly. I stopped being friends with a Huda last year. Every situation, everybody was demonic. Oh, this friend was trying to be me. Oh, this friend was trying to do what I was doing. Oh, this friend betrayed me. Oh, this friend, always online talking about this friend, this, that friend, that different. And I would see her literally like one by one, like just lose a friend. Like, and I'm like, the more it was happening, I was like, oh, I'm next. And mind you, I was watching her do that with people that I knew were beyond great to her, beyond amazing to her. But she always found some way to be their victim. She always found a way to be their victim. They did this, they did that. What'd they do? Oh, she want to be an influencer just like me. You bought her a camera. You asked her you literally told her, hey, sister, why don't you do this and come to this event with me? You encouraged her to do it.
But she's projecting, because had she been in your position, that's what she would have been thinking. So she's assuming that's what you would be thinking.
And literally, that's not it. Oh, she tried to ruin my business. Y'all started a business together. It was successful. Truth be told, you just got lazy. You didn't want to do it anymore. That's okay.
But no, that's accountability, babe. There's never, Jesse, you asked me, what's the word for when your brain won't accept the truth? And it's cognitive dissonance. By the way, for the people who said it's Wahala, I mean, not Wahala, I say Wahala on purpose because everybody thinks I'm Nigerian. It's the way
I didn't mean to click on that. I didn't mean to click on that.
I love that they said that, though, because everybody thinks I'm Nigerian, so I always say Wahala because I'm not trying to do a fake Arab accent and be canceled. Are you crazy? The Nigerians fuck with me hard. I'd rather just say their word.
Period.
Y'all about to catch me.
We fuck with jollof rice over here, honey.
Right.
Okay.
It's grill and jollof in this bitch.
Let's talk about, because again, I was being accused of laughing at essay. I want to get your thoughts on this moment of Alex, the call her daddy lady, and Huda laughing at this. Hold on.
Let's do it.
Just gonna put it in the back of my mind and carry on.
Okay, wait, the snuggling moment though. So you wake this man up in the dead of sleep. And
oh, girl, he was not asleep. This man was not asleep. He purposely rolled over and was just standing there like this, stiff as a board, like standing there like this. And I'm like, hey, he's not listening. So I'm like, to his lip, I'm like, brother, I know you're awake.
Brother.
And he's just like acting like he's asleep. He just rolled over. Like he's sitting there acting like he's dead asleep. And I'm like, dude, why the fuck are you ignoring me, bro? Like,
and you're like, if you don't cuddle me, I'm going to be mad at you tomorrow.
Because I was so over it because I brought it up so many times. And you just smacked me in the fucking face. I got fucking tape on my nose looking like the fucking Notre Dame or whatever the fuck, like over here. And you, brother, you're sitting here and you're just like,
brother.
You're like, I'm going to count to 3.
Yeah, I tried everything. I got down to, okay, you want me to,
Alex Cooper is laughing. We know Huda thinks it's funny. Alex Cooper is laughing.
And Huda's a people pleaser who is using that as a cue to go harder. People like Huda, they watch her reaction. The more you laugh, the harder they go.
Literally.
You know what? Because of that clip that you just played back, I'm now on the side of your last guest. I do believe that she was abused. Because what she just wrote, what I wrote down was, he wasn't even really asleep. He purposely rolled over and got stiff. That's what victims do when they're trying to play dead.
Oh my gosh.
Literally what victims do when they're trying to play dead, for you to leave them alone. And the abuser just keeps bothering you until you admit that you're awake. She's switching places with... Anybody who's ever been SA knows what I'm talking about. She literally just described Chris the way a little girl would describe being abused.
Literally.
But she switched the positions, and now she's the one who's justifying it and making it playful and being coquettish about it. People tell themselves if you listen hard enough, guys.
Clark it. And I want to Clark this too, because again, this is Alex Cooper who thought this was funny.
Yeah.
This is Call Her Daddy.
But
this is Call Her Daddy. But you know what too? You know what too? I don't see no think pieces. I don't see no videos about that.
Nope.
I don't see nobody making no videos about that. But it's about umpteen videos about me laughing about SA, which I didn't do. I don't see no videos about that. About how Alex Cooper was literally laughing. Tell me about the cuddle moment.
Remember when you tried to assault that black man in bed? So funny. Mandingo. Yay. Why was he not doing his job? He's a buck. We ride them.
Tell me about how you tried to cuddle him. Tell me.
You know what the funny thing is? That scene is exactly why I don't call myself a girls girl. Girls are basically the equivalent of being a misogynist a lot of times. Anything bad you do, if we're the same gender, I'm not going to call you out because girls will be, I'm just a girl. Yeah. Girls girl is the new iteration of boys will be boys.
Yep.
It's a battle cry for a lack of critical thinking. It's an insistence that you have an allegiance to your gendered identity instead of to logic and decency and integrity.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not a girl's girl, because the fact that two non-black women sat there on the hugest, she's literally the female Joe Rogan, on the hugest female platform out in the globe right now and laughed about sexually coercing a black man.
Literally.
And then check out what they did. Because that black man wouldn't be sexually coerced, because black men aren't men, they're bucks, and bucks only have big mandingo penises, right? Because he wouldn't play his role as a mandingo,
they call him a bitch.
They always do. They call his penis small. If you're not going to act like a man, I'm going to pretend that you have a small penis. Do you understand how much racial undertones were in that single moment?
But also, you had Huda go on to call him a bitch.
Because black men who don't act like bucks are bitches to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I couldn't assault you the way I wanted to. So now I'm going to assault your manhood. I'm going to assault who you are as a man. But then the thing too is going to his interview for the Vow Files. He spoke so highly of this girl.
He protected her.
He spoke so highly of this girl who sexually coerced him, who sexually harassed him on international television at this point, right? He still spoke so highly of her to the point where when they brought up, hey, your sister had some things to get off her chest when it came to, the whole Huda situation. And he said, oh, I told my sister that wasn't her place. He chastised the black woman who had his back.
Of course.
He chastised the black woman who had his back, but he protected the non-black woman who was out here literally degrading his manhood, degrading him.
You know why? Because she could get him into Master's house and we can't. There's so much subconscious internal bias and self-loathing that is baked into desirability politics. You could tell me everything you want about your political views. I'm going to always watch how you fuck and how you date, how you make family. That's what tells me your actual thoughts about your blackness. Not based on if you're in an interracial relationship, because let's be clear, you could have two black people who are raccoons.
Of course.
Voting against their best interest. So you can be black love all day long and still be anti-black.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that. So it's not based on who you're romantically related to. It's based on what the politics of who you're dating, right? Because if you're dating someone who is non-black, but incredibly good at Jane Fonda, let's say you're dating a baddie version of Jane Fonda.
Jane
I
Fonda
love that
has
bitch. So Jane
always,
Fonda, honestly, she needs to be next to a lot of our other people that we say we did
Yeah.
like to the proverbial cookout. I don't even like my
Yeah.
people to the cookout. Kick J-Lo out. But Jane
No.
Fonda has earned her fucking stripes. If you had a white girl like that, I wouldn't have shit to say about her being a white girl. But if you
Yeah.
have a swirly girl, a Palestinian, a Korean, a Dominican girl who likes the proximity to blackness in order to be accepted and feel culturally spicy, like aioli instead of mayonnaise, but
Mhm.
also likes the proximity to whiteness so they can weaponize it against us. If you have one of those shapeshifters, now we have a problem. And that's who you really are, because you wouldn't be able to lay in a bed with somebody like that unless a part of you actually agreed with them.
And that part of you is anti-blackness. It's rooted in anti-blackness. You're running away. You're literally running away from yourself and into the arms of the anti-black.
Like some light-skinned boys that you're gonna make fun of.
Running. It's like something that you said before. It's like you're not running to love for real.
No.
Because if you're running to love, you're running to someone who is going to amplify who you are, not diminish who you are. And that's exactly what she did on this podcast. She diminished who he was. She even went on to, when they were talking about Jeremiah, I thought this was alarming too, because they were talking about how Huda was calling Jeremiah all types of names.
Yeah,
and this was,
I should have never done that. And called a man pussy ass bitch. Me, like people were saying, oh, like it's so bad that you called him a pussy ass bitch. Be so for real. You know how many people called a man pussy ass bitch? Me, right?
My ex-boyfriend,
yes.
if you're watching, my bitch, he is a fucking pussy ass bitch.
No, but like mine was recorded. Like I used to be like when you're
like literally laughing, me, you're encouraging women to go and call their men
pussy ass.
the B word. Let's keep it a buck, right? Could you imagine? Let's keep it a buck, right? Again, this Huda and the call her daddy lady, y'all are white and white adjacent.
Yep.
Look up the stories of Black women calling their men puss ass bitch.
Yeah.
Look up as a matter of fact, look up the arbitraries. How about that? Let's look up the arbitraries. Black women
Where's the grace there? There's no grace there. All that grace you're talking about.
No grace. Black
No grace.
women, brown women, they get deleted for less.
Much
for
less.
less than that. And here you are encouraging, first of all, you're bigging up Huda for having abusive language. We watched her literally emotionally and verbally abuse Jeremiah, a Black man, for weeks. Let the shoe had been on the other foot, the outrage would be extreme. But because she's white adjacent, she's not Black, right? I've never called my man. I've never called that my man.
Oh, hell no. Are you serious? Hell no.
Not my man right now. Not any ex-man of mine.
I
Ever.
dated women before. I've actually dated actual pussy ass bitches. I still didn't call them that. Are you serious? That's crazy to me.
You're literally, we have to be like, the fact that they laughed at that. It's kind of even like Chris, right? The abuse of Black men doesn't matter. We already know the abuse of Black women don't matter, but neither does the abuse of Black men in their eyes. Yeah, you could call them
misogyny likes both, by the way. Misogyny wants you to abuse Black men.
Exactly. You think the call her daddy lady is gonna sit there and call her husband that?
Oh, hell no. Are you serious?
You think that? That's
He's
why
her
she
manager.
said
The lights would go off. The lights in
said,
the show would suddenly go off if she called him a pussy ass bitch. Are you
please.
kidding me?
That's why she strategically said, my ex, if you're watching, that let me know two things. She's never said it to her ex. And she said, if you're watching, again, she's never said it to her ex. You might have said it to your friends, but you never looked at your ex and called that man a puss ass bitch. You never did it. It never happened.
On national, international television. You know what's so crazy though? The only man, and I don't mean to laugh about this, so y'all get the laughter correct. Don't slice this up in the wrong part. The only man who, no matter how evolved or unevolved he was, on the spiritual level, could not get down with Huda was the Haitian one. He's like, he said, okay, I don't even know. He's like, I can't barely count, but something in my ancestral DNA tells me you can't talk to me like that. You trying to be dominant.
You know what's even funny too?
The Haitian man was like, I don't even know how to read all the way good, but I know you can't do that to me.
You know what I clocked? The Haitian
Clark?
man, the Haitian man wouldn't take Huda's abuse
Mm-hmm.
And the Haitian woman wouldn't settle for anybody's bullshit.
It's
She never
ancestral.
settled. It's ancestral. It's ancestral.
And if you're from
She didn't
Louisiana, you
settle.
got the same blood, so you're not being left out. If you're from the Louisiana area, it's the same African blood, I promise you. Look it up.
Neither one of them.
Ancestral DNA that protected Shelly and Olandria, because the Southern Blacks
Oh yeah.
are incredibly
let's talk
covered
about it.
by the blood of Christ. You understand me? Can we talk about the Southern Black
No,
Americans?
the Southern African Americans, no.
If there's
My man
anybody in this
Southern
country, look, and I'm looking right at y'all because y'all like to pretend that we don't acknowledge that African Americans have culture. Yes, the fuck you do, because we had to learn it. Y'all have a rich culture, and the richest, most concentrated part is in the Black South.
It's in the food.
You want to talk about some? I don't think it's a coincidence that the Haitian girl and the Southern Black girl were heavily covered.
Hello.
No weapon formed against them will stop them from ending.
Clark it.
Heavily covered.
Clark it. It's something about the Haitian and the Southerner. Trust me, I'm living that. I'm living it.
It's the spirituality, though. Here's the thing about America. America tries to convince Black Americans to judge their magic. And the Southern Black Americans are the most resistant to that. They now have hoodoo. They now do kitchen magic. There's a part of their ancestral DNA that no matter how much shit people talk about African Americans, Southern Black culture, their grandmas, right, have baked it into them so hard that no amount of East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, like boucherie is going to talk them out of that ancestral DNA. No. There's magic in that.
Magic.
And so I don't think it's
they're literally walking
the countryside
magic.
Girl was covered.
Mm-hmm. They're literally walking magic.
They are.
Walking
and they
magic.
look like it.
Because even
you see Shelly and Olandria.
But also, even if we go back to Olandria, look at her time in the villa. If that's not Southern magic, I don't know what is. Look at how many times she was supposed to leave. Yeah. That girl was not supposed to have Nick Olandria.
Yeah.
That's like people like it, the cards. One thing about that Southern magic, it is so fucking real.
Yeah,
it is so fucking real. If you look at her journey, that was her ancestors. Her ancestors was like, nah, we love you. These people out here love you. And you're going to get this.
I just thought of something. Oh, but I just had an epiphany. Remember how we're talking about all the correlations in the cast and everything? And how we talked about how, and I said this to Jesse on the phone earlier, how Adriana was the Dominican Shelly. If Adriana would have been allowed to stay and wasn't thwarted, she would have been the next Shelly of the girl who is closer to Black than Huda, but getting the attention that Huda. That's why Huda freaked out. She was like, I already lost Ace to Shelly. Now you got the other side of the island. The Haitian girl done took my Black guy, and now the Dominican girl about to take the other one. Like, come on, what's happening? I think there's something so fascinating to me about the fact that Huda lost her A story, because her A plan was all the niggas are going to want me. I'm going to get A. Yep. That was her A plan. Shelly stole that. Olandria stole her B story.
Yep.
Her B story was a friends to lovers thing after I've lost my man.
Yep.
The story that Huda thought that she was going to get and kept trying to get when Shelly took her A story, Olandria took her B story. So everywhere she looked, there was a Black girl stealing her thunder.
Bruh. Everywhere she looked, it was a Black girl getting 2 pancakes. And she got none. The Black woman was getting flowers. She got none. That's why she a mad hoe. Woo. That's why. The Black women were getting the treatment that she thought she was supposed to get. Also, too, when we were talking earlier, I did make this point. I said, you know what? Brian, although I'm happy for the papayas. But when Andreina came into the villa, the way this man, well, actually, when he was coming into Casa, the way this man talked about Andreina, and then the way he changed her trajectory in that villa when he had that board meeting with the other guys and said, she born. Mind you, you know, the show is edited, but we never saw Brian do anything exciting. We never saw him really pursue her like that. I feel like him and literally, he didn't pursue Amaya either. Yeah. Literally, I feel like him and Chris,
same guy. Shelly is Andreina and Brian is Chris. Like, we're seeing the same story arcs play over and over, and guess what they all have in common? None of them are centering Huda. 11 versions of the same storyline, and you ain't not in none of them. Oh, Honey was big mad.
Yeah.
She's like,
But
wait a
Mr.
minute,
Papaya,
bitch, stole my
but
look.
But Mr. Papaya won.
Yeah.
What else did you feel like from the interview was troubling to you?
I think what was troubling to me was that Huda, for a full hour and a half, did not take any accountability, to the point where even her co-conspirator was like, this is going to look bad. Alex tried to say, is there anything that you could take accountability for? Huda struggled, and then they softballed her some answers that she, like something that you would read from Live, Love, Laugh. It was like the most generic Walmart poster version of, well, I guess I could, pay my taxes and listen more, and not interrupt people. Like things that you would say to anybody on the planet, right? And then when I thought, okay, this is over, Alex made it a point to have a bookend to the victim talk of the first 40 minutes. They spent 44 minutes talking about Huda's victimization as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I thought we got away from it, the last 10 minutes was Alex saying, okay, well, let's bring this all back. And let's just say that everything you did was because of what happened to you as a child. And so nothing is really your fault, because everything you did was because why I had that first 40 minutes about your sob story. The insistence of landing the plane there in the bushes? Where's the black box where the truth is? Because that's not how that happened.
Can I interject? When I was saying I don't know, and EJ started speaking, it was two things. I seriously just don't know based on her character.
Yep.
But what I was gonna go say too was I truly feel like her victimhood is now being used as permission for her to behave the way she behaved. She behaved the way she did in the villa.
Yeah.
She learned nothing in the villa. She's coming out of the villa. She's sitting down with folks who saw what she did. They're bringing it up to her. She don't give a fuck. She don't care. She sees nothing wrong, right? Yeah. And so that gives her permission. I feel like that is a reward.
Absolutely.
That is a reward.
Absolved.
Like, oh, this behavior is okay. And here's why this discussion is so important. It's not just about Huda. Huda is an example of many dangerous women. Yeah. It's not about us being obsessed with Huda. We're watching a TV show, but if you watch my channel, whenever I review these TV shows, I have these nuanced conversations because it applies to real life situations.
That's why we watch. That's why we watch reality TV.
We have all either had a friend like Huda, or men have dated a Huda, right? Or we've either crossed paths with a Huda, right?
Or we used to be a Huda and went to therapy.
And when you think about
it,
and when you think about it, literally, the way that person is somehow always able to flip the tables on you. Yeah. And make you the enemy and make you the monster. I mean, it is such a, it is, I want to say it's an art form almost. Like it is like a,
well, there's a name for it. There's a name for it. It's called by this name. It's called DARVO, guys. So please write this down.
DARVO.
DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. It's actually a psychological warfare manipulation tactic where if you tell somebody that you've caught them red-handed lying, first they deny that they did it to see if you're stupid. Once they see you're not dumb, then they attack your character. After they attack your character, then they reverse victim and offender. They take your place and pretend that they're the victim. And now they expect you to apologize for something that they did to you. It's called DARVO, DARVO. It's a manipulation tactic. We talk about it all the time in my class. And Huda is probably one of the top 5 DARVOs that I have seen in the last 22 years of my career. She is a gold medalist of DARVO. And the beautiful thing about knowing the term, once you know a term and you have context and realize that it's pathological, it's something real, you're not making it up, now you're empowered to clock it and get yourself out of it. It's literally psychological manipulation tactics.
Yeah.
We're not making this up, guys. People have studied what Huda's doing. She's just really good at it.
She's really good.
Scary She's really good. She's Michael Jordan of DARVO.
It's scary good to the point that, again, I woke up to death threats. It is scary good. It is scary good.
Don't threaten me, y'all. I'm violent. Don't do that.
Oh, babe. I mean, listen, like it hurt my heart it hurt my
You're
heart
a good
because
person. You're a very good person.
yeah, it hurt my heart, but don't get it twisted. Like you come over here, I'm serving. You come over here, I'm serving bullets and breakfast, like bullets and biscuits for breakfast.
Oh no, I'll be a
You
Karen.
gonna get bullets and breakfast.
I'm from New England. I have no street cred. I'll call the cops. I have no street cred to maintain. I can be a damsel too. No. Oh no, God help me. They're so big and bad, so scared. Please go arrest. No, I'm not playing that shit with y'all. I pay too many taxes. Nope.
No. You come over here, I'm in the state of Georgia, boo.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'm in the state of Georgia, boo.
That's all you have to say. Georgia or Florida?
You want to eat?
All the crazy states.
You want to eat? You gonna get bullets and biscuits. That's it.
No, we don't play that shit. And
Pistols
by the way,
and
turn the other
pancakes.
cheek is also anti-black, by the way. Can we just talk about that real quick? Turn the other cheek is something that they highlighted in the Bible because they wanted to make sure that the enslaved Africans who came to America,
Exactly,
who were doing magic and revolting, they were hard to take into captivity because they were so tapped into their magic. So they spoon-fed them Christianity and highlighted the fact that they should not fight for revolution or freedom in this life because they should wait for it in the afterlife by turning the other cheek. So they actually weaponized toxic positivity to rob Black people in America of their revolutionary spirit. You know what they believed before that? Cause and effect, i.e. fuck around and find out.
Yep.
So as a pro-Black person who understands my history, cause and effect.
But when you program, the Black person would turn the other cheek.
Oh, hell no.
Now you don't have to worry about cause and effect.
No, I have hands, feet, and teeth.
Cause and effect goes out the window. Was there anything else? I feel like
I will say that Alice Cooper's platform, which is the biggest to young girls and women in the country and maybe even arguably the world, and her grooming her audience to be abuse apologists and to be toxic girls is so disgusting that after watching her documentary and rooting for her, I now feel completely grossed out by how irresponsible she's been. And if she does not issue any statement, at least acknowledging the damage that she might have unintentionally caused, I will forever have my foot on her neck the way I have it on Nancy Reagan.
Same.
Alice Cooper, unless you apologize and acknowledge what you've done, whether it was intentional or not, because intention does not negate impact. If I accidentally hit you with a car, your leg is still broken, right? So I don't care if you meant that shit, it still happened. If you don't acknowledge it, I promise my foot will be on your neck for the rest of my career. I have a list and I'm consistent and you're on it because that was nasty work.
That whole interview. I just don't know how, any brands watching that interview was like, oh yes, brand collab.
Y'all thought Target was bad? Shout out to any brand who has any Black people following them who work with Huda. Respectfully, non-respectfully, if we can bring Target to their knees, please don't. Please don't. Y'all thought that Tabitha Brown was enough to save Target, and she wasn't. Imagine how we feel after watching Love Island. The 92% are not just tired, we're also sharpening our weapons. Not too much. Not too much.
Also, I thought it was very interesting too that during the Alex Cooper conversation, during the Call Her Daddy conversation, there was never a conversation about racism.
Of course,
because I'm pretty sure they're both very much aware of what has happened. We've seen Olandria was in Variety and she talked about, the meme, the George Floyd meme
that broke my heart that she saw that.
With Huda's face on the officer and her face on George Floyd. The show never acknowledged anti-bullying when it came to Olandria and Shelly. I thought it was very interesting that conversation never came up. I did see a clip of her. I think it was on ET. I don't know if it was the same interview, but there's one interview where she said, I was definitely bullied. Oh, so it's the same interview?
Yeah, she was like, I don't condone anything bad, though. It was very, like, blanket.
Thank you. Because I've seen people say, oh, well, y'all wanted her to say something. Listen.
Come on, man.
I don't want Shelly and Olandria getting any hate. Also, while literally calling them bullies.
Just because you didn't right now that my man beat my butt last month and stole my wallet and peed all over my couch and stole my car. But no, he a good man, though. He a good man, Savannah. Don't do nothing if you see him. The intellectual dishonesty it takes for y'all to take Huda at her word is astounding. It's astounding. You're either playing stupid or you really are stupid. I hope it's the first.
Oh, my God. It's so crazy. So basically, you, in the same interview, chastise these women. You're very much aware. Huda's very much aware of who her fan base is attacking. She's very much aware of that.
It's her enemies.
Right?
Her fan base are attacking the girls that she can't attack that she wants to. She loves that shit.
She loves it. She loves it. Oh, but I don't want any hate coming their way. Oh, but I'm going to talk whenever I get a chance to talk about them, it's going to be in a very negative light.
Can I ask you a question real quick before we wrap up?
Yeah.
You don't think it's interesting?
Clark it.
Let's Clark it real quick. We sometimes talk about zodiac signs on here. I've dated a lot of Leos. Leos have a reputation for being egocentric because they are, but they're also ruled by the heart. So if you find an evolved Leo who fucks with you heavy, they actually are very loving. It's just, that's a big if, right? Mm-hmm. I do believe that Ace had warmth towards Shelly since day one because he saw her at that nightclub in New York, was like, she fine as hell, and followed her lightly the way you do when you see somebody cute, but there's nothing really happening. And then he's like, oh shit, I have my chance. The warmth that he has for Shelly, I think, is part of why he was very mindful about clocking Huda's actions, because he knows that Huda's the girl who chases him. She actually favors his ex-girlfriend / best friend a little bit. We'll talk about that some other time. Huda's the kind of girl who chases him.
Wait. The Cookie Monster is his ex-girlfriend?
Ex-girlfriend / bestie. Look, no face, no case. Men will poke at anything when they're, and he's only 22, child. He's probably 18. And
okay.
No fat ass stat on him. Like,
okay.
When you're young and a girl with a big booty is offering it to you, I don't really put much stake into that. It doesn't take a lot to pull a 20-year-old man, right? So
are you sure that was?
They're claiming it. They're claiming it all over TikTok that Cookie is his ex-girlfriend / best friend. That's what the claim is. I don't even think she's his friend anymore. Jesse, are you okay?
No, I gotta play that. Nah, hold on.
Imagine if Queen Naija let herself go. That's what Cookie looks like. So
okay.
This girl, I mean, it's a pretty accurate description. I'm not being mean. I'm actually just being really descriptive and accurate. So Ace had a soft spot for Shelly, and because he's really good at clocking people, he could tell what kind of girl Huda was, right? The same way that when Amaya was being that kind of girl, whatever Huda and Amaya is, whatever that girl is, Ace has an aversion to it because he's probably dated and knows how crazy they are. He's the Chris that learned. So he always has their back. And the thing that I think is so funny is they kept on insinuating, no, he's watching what's happening with Jeremiah and Huda because he's obsessed with Huda. Everybody was quick to believe that he was obsessed with Huda, even though everything in his actions said the opposite. So when Alex says, was there any sexual tension between you and Ace? And we've already seen Ace reject you in every single font that you come available. Every font of Huda has been rejected by Ace. The nice one, the not so nice one, the one in between. If there's any Huda in the room, he won't no part of it. And rather than admit that this man does not want you, you instead divert by saying, yeah, because I was attracted to him.
So how dare he not be attracted to me?
Let's see the part that he's rejected me 18 times. Yeah, I was attracted to him. Yeah, there was sexual tension because I was attracted to him. That's how sexual tension works, my friend. That takes two people to have tension.
Let me tell you what was the loudest moment for me when it came to Ace rejecting her. I mean, when she went to him and said, gave him the mommy speech. I'm a mommy speech. And he was like, okay. Like, I'm sorry. Somebody who sexually has tension with you,
it's not.
They're going to use that moment to get that cootie cat.
When she reached for his hand, to thank him,
when he stood behind and he said,
get the hell. That was a Cat Williams yank. He don't even want you brushing against him. So think about it. Ace has shown that he doesn't even want you to hold his hand. So what do? You put your vagina lips on his face instead.
Hello. And you do it when he and Shelly are coupled up and you have your own guy from Casa. You know why? Because your whole scheme was you thought you was going to bring Chris in and you was going to be able to take Ace from Shelly. Because you always wanted what Shelly had.
Or you thought that you were going to turn Chris against Shelly by doing all that talking while being sexually promiscuous and emboldened with her man. So now that the thought is, I took Chris from you and Ace let me sit on his face.
So now what?
That's called triangulation, guys. So we like to use proper words. That's triangulation. And what happened instead was you and Chris fell apart. Ace and Shelly just got deeper into the relationship because Shelly don't play that shit. And now you have a new reason to cry and play victim. And even after that happened, Shelly still got an extra pancake.
Clark it.
Shelly got the extra pancake the day after you did your big one.
She got 2 pancakes and you got 1.
The day after your big play, she still got
You
more
got
pancakes.
flowers, you got none.
If I was Huda, I would hate Shelly. Can I be honest? I'm starting to empathize.
That's why you mad, ho. That's why you sad, ho. I mean, she did everything. She did everything. And still.
She admitted it. She said, when I was trying to sexually coerce Chris, I did everything. This man wouldn't deter for nothing. I didn't know what to do. Do you understand? The only person who understands Huda's frustration is our 2 black men in jail right now. Shout out to Tory Lanez and R. Kelly. The fact that if you want to talk about, let's talk about it. If you want to talk about people who were abused and turned into abusers and went on interviews frustrated by being called out. Remember when R. Kelly was being called out by Gayle King? And Gayle King wasn't falling for it, and he got frustrated. Like, no, what more do you want from? Like, he got really frustrated. I'm fighting for my life out here, man. When a former victim becomes an abuser and is being held accountable, that frustration that Huda showed, it looks exactly like that. We clocked it in R. Kelly. We clocked it in Tory Lanez. What did we say? Had this been a black man, me and Jesse would be redundant because y'all would already know all this. You have been groomed to not see things clearly based on optics. Even the Arab girl who said, hey guys, another Arab girl, by the way, shout out to the Arab women who have gotten therapy and who are speaking as allies on behalf of us and who are not just pro-Huda, just based on national allegiance and cultural allegiance. The Arab girl said, she said, you guys, I knew Huda was on some bullshit as an Arab woman who understands how we work and how we were raised. On episode 2, when the boys didn't pick Shelly and Alondria, and she highlighted it under the guise of support. As an Arab girl, we clock that's nice, nasty. I'm trying to point out through fake support that my man chose me, but how y'all gonna do my girls like this and not pick the blackies? How dare y'all not pick my girls? That's how an Arab girl passive aggressively shows that she's trying to rob you of your dignity. And I'm saying that as an Arab girl myself. So I knew on day 2 that Huda was on some bullshit.
Oh, we all saw it.
Culture as an excuse.
Well, let me not say we all. I'm just gonna say if anybody's been following me here, I clocked that early. I said from that second episode, she gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta go. Because even with all that said, right? Olandria was like, girl, calm down. Because she was doing all that. Oh, so y'all didn't get picked.
You're gassing it. You're making this look crazy.
And Olandria was like, girl, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. Good. We're good. Well, you and I can chat later on.
Yeah, that's girl talk. It's group chat.
Oh my God. Why would you do that? She starts crying. She says Olandria called her out in front of everybody. Why would you do that in front of everybody? She activated her white woman tears because in her mind, when she said that to Olandria and Shelly, in her mind, they were all going to be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. And then she was going to have them under her thumb. I'm going to show you how to navigate this. I'm going to show you how to get the best out of this.
I got my N-word on a tight leash. Honestly, for me, it wasn't episode 2.
I got my brother. My brother.
Don't call me brother. Honestly, I think it was episode 1. Everybody talks about that scene in episode 2. For me, and this is going to sound so fickle, I knew Huda was a problem within the first 40 minutes because her black scent had a base to it that was so invasive. It's one thing to have a black scent. That's already a choice, right? But her black scent was always talking over people. For you to be in a room of actual black people speaking in a black scent, talking louder than them, I knew literally in her intro, I was like, oh no, you came to the cookout and you took over the grill and you're wearing my daddy's apron. Like, this is not just being at the cookout anymore. It was a dominant black scent. I was like, oh no, I don't like this. And I was like, Blue, maybe you just don't like girls with black scents. It's like, no, I know Aquafina. Like, it's not just that. It's the way she was weaponizing the black scent on episode 1, which is why by episode 2, we're in the black scent. Oh, y'all just some boys. Sound like Annie Simmons and shit. Y'all just some boys. You know, you need a real man. These little boys over here. She was literally doing the color purple as cosplay. She was Miss Seeley sitting outside.
Hold on. And who was she calling little boys?
The black men who didn't want
her. Thank you. Clark it. Mm-hmm. The black men who didn't want her. Clark it. That's why when people say, oh, everything's not about race, what made this season, even though this season was a lot of dark moments, it's a direct reflection of what so many of us experience in the dating realm.
Yeah.
especially those of us like who are dating like in New York or Miami.
Or
I grew
LA.
up in Miami, LA. When
Yes.
you get in a room, and you know, Mamacita and them looking at you like you ain't shit. Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of Latinos follow me, but y'all know I talk about this all the time. Y'all know I've talked about facing a lot of racism when I was in Miami. When you're in certain rooms, like the way they even look at you, like you're not leaving here with nobody. Like this is not your playground. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do see you walk into the room with a certain guy, when they see you come in with the baller that everybody wants, or the business guy that everybody thought they should have, like, and it's you, the looks, the stares. Sometimes you even see it on social media. Sometimes I will see certain women. Yeah, sometimes I will see certain women post their significant others in the comments, because like, how dare you land that?
That's why I don't post the men that I date, by the way. Because the men that I date are very conventionally attractive. Even people who I think are my friends, I had to watch them about who I introduce my guys to, because there's always that friend who you thought was cool, and then she sees who you're with because she thought you were making things up, and she says, no, I'm actually with this person. And there's this look on her face. Like, excuse me, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? And then there's a flirtation that happens as if, well, if you can pull him, it's maybe because he didn't know I existed. I've had so many, because here's the thing. I'm a plus size Black woman who's not racially ambiguous, right? And so I have a lot of people where it's not just race sometimes. It'll be another Black woman, but because she's smaller than me, she doesn't understand why I'm the one getting the look. And I'm a Black Cuban, right? I'm Haitian and Cuban. I will tell you right now, white Cubans, my own countrymen, are some of the most racist people in the world.
Oh.
If you don't understand how Latino is not a race, it is a culture, then go to Cuba. Because we're all Latin. All right, viva la raza, and yet the ones who look like me and the ones who look like the ones in Florida, they'd act like I might as well be from somewhere else, child.
Yeah. Latin
America is 40 years behind the rest of America, the American areas, when it comes to wokeness. For us, it's 1976. We just started desegregating our schools. We are very far behind. And so we thought Julissa was going to be the problem. Huda, the MAGA people, we thought it was going to be about MAGA. We came on day one thinking it's us against the MAGA. Nobody thought the little Palestinian girl was going to be the actual villain the entire season.
Oh my God.
I want to hear what Julissa got to say. I want to hear what Julissa has.
I don't. She doubled down. She changed her tune when the whole thing happened with Sierra. And she's like, oh, I want to apologize. But before that, she doubled down and she literally said, if y'all don't want us to say the N-word, take it out of your music.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You dumb too. Oh, damn. Yeah. You stupid.
Yeah.
Y'all see how we be trying to show grace? Every time I try to give y'all the grace that y'all keep asking for, y'all embarrass yourselves.
No. I mean, on that note, I mean, I feel like those are my at this point.
We're too right, Jesse, so we need to take a break. I feel like if we get any more right, people are going to just start throwing up. Like from the we're so obnoxiously right. I don't think I've been this right in quite a while, and I'm right often. But the fact that every time Huda talks, a Black pundit gets a check mark from God, like, yeah, you clocked that too.
I think it's like something I've heard you say before is I'm just early. We're just early.
I'm just early.
We're not wrong. We're just early. And again, it tracks. If you watch all my reviews from this season, and I clarked all of this racial shit. And I think just now,
because you lived it.
Of course, I lived it. Yeah. You've lived it. I've seen other Black women live it. And I've covered Black women on reality television shows for so long, for years. And like, it's been like, what, 7 years of me doing this. And so, and then also I've been on reality television. So I know how that functions. It's so clear that this season really failed the Black women. Like, don't get me wrong, it
harmed us.
It harmed Black women. And listen, there were very entertaining parts of the season. Don't get me wrong, but you know, editing the heart rate challenge in a way that would pivot the viewers into looking at Shelly like she's a mean girl. Meanwhile, Shelly has said in interviews she cried the most in the villa. She cried the most. And we only saw her cry when it was time for Olandri to go. Olandra was in an interview recently where she said that not only did she not know that Taylor wasn't attracted to her, but she said part of the reason why she went so hard for Taylor was that he would, like, if she had to go upstairs, he'd help her up the stairs. If she was cold, he would take off his shirt and he would put his shirt on.
Her the way I keep accusing Jeremiah of doing to Huda. He love bombed her.
She literally states that, and she says that none of that was shown. If you watch the show, you know, in the words of Coco's weird ass, Olandra was my man. You'd be my man too if he was doing everything right. And then let's not forget, when Jalen came in the house, Taylor turned it up a notch.
Because Ace told him, Ace was like, if you want to keep your girl, you have to turn this shit up.
But remember what he told Ace, the physical attraction is not there.
Yep.
He said this to her. And even with that, he still pursued her and he still made her feel as if he was really interested in her. I just wish that was shown because it made Olandria look like she was the Lulu whole time. The only the Lulu people here were Nick and Landria have. We back. We on top. We the Lulu till it's true.
We won. So I mean, sometimes it pays off.
And we won. But the entire time, Olandra, just like Shelly, had men at her feet.
Yep.
They did not edit her that way. And when you do that, it puts into the audience's mind that she wasn't desired. And then which
they feel comfortable with. They like thinking that she wasn't desired.
And then that correlates with my experience, your experience as a Black woman during Black Women's Month, when we're out here dating. It's not just that these men treat us this way. They watch it on television. They watch it on their phones. It's literally programming. I mean, it's already in them, but also they're being reaffirmed through watching these shows. I saw Black men say things like, Olandra ain't got no connection. Don't nobody want Olandra. And that was not true.
She's objectively gorgeous. Can we just all like act like, stop being pro-Black or anti-Black and just be shallow for a second? Be shallow. On a purely shallow level, there's nobody in this world who can fix their mouths to say that Olandria or Shelly are not attractive.
Absolutely not.
They look like actual Mattel dolls. And so the fact that you could be that stunning, objectively stunning, and the girl who manufactured herself to be objectively stunning is mad at you for once again naturally getting what she had to beg and plead and pay a surgeon for. It's a tale as old as time and a song as old as racism. Black women come in with something that we think is a birthright. Non-Black women, including non-Black BIPOC women, like to be the white adjacent version of us, and they expect to be rewarded for it. And here's the thing. I just want to thank every non-Black presenting Latin woman, mixed woman, Asian woman who has stood in solidarity with us, because I do want to acknowledge that they do exist. I want to thank you, but here's the thing. Stop going to me and Jesse's comment section, tagging me and Jesse. Me and Jesse already know each other and already know the truth. Tag your sisters.
Yes.
Tag your problematic cousin. Tag your colorist brother. Tag them. We already know the truth. Tag everybody that you love that does not want to admit that they've been groomed to not see beauty. Because this is not about who's the prettiest, because that's a very different conversation. It's about who's conventionally attractive. The systematic oppression that tells you who's top and who's bottom is not always based on beauty, and we all clock that. Because let's be honest, not all biracial people are attractive.
Hello.
And yet the ugliest biracial girl who ever lived can still walk in with her head held high at Harriet's on a Tuesday night and be let in.
Because she's
Why
biracial.
is that?
Because she's biracial. Because of anti-Blackness.
I'm not even bitter. I'm just a little dismayed that y'all still don't know what we're living in. It's a system. Which, by the way, is why me and Jessica can never be the same thing as Alex and Huda, because we don't have the privilege it would take to weaponize the way that they do. So before y'all continue being unintelligent, Black women don't have the privilege from the bottom to wield and weaponize the way the women at the top and the middle do. And y'all still scared of us. Imagine if we actually had systemic power. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. That's a wrap for me. I mean, obviously we're gonna watch the reunion. The reunion.
I love you so much, Frank. Because when I called you today, I was like, so who do I need to fight? I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that I felt in my spirit somebody was fucking with you.
Yeah. For me, I just felt like, yeah, I definitely wanted to come on here and address that. And, you know, I might clip it for TikTok. I might not. I just kind of feel like we're in a time where it doesn't matter what you say. Like when people are dedicated to believing something about you.
Yeah.
When people are dedicated to believing something about you, it is what it is. But again, like I might clip it and put it on TikTok. Who knows? I'm gonna think about that. But
process your feelings, because you had a lot coming out today. Process your feelings.
But that was, I feel like waking up today and seeing my DMs like that, I'm like, what? And then when I saw it, I'm like, I know
that it hurts though. They didn't see your heart in that moment. That's why it hurts.
It's not just that.
You put so much of your heart in advocating for women, Jessica. You really do.
I do.
So for somebody to accuse you of the extreme diametrical opposite of the thing that makes you wake up in the morning and catch bullets left and right on behalf of Black women who can't speak for themselves, it feels hurtful and ungrateful that you lead with your heart and some people are determined not to see it. And as somebody who loves you and cares about you, I need to say that on your behalf. That is dangerous as well, because what happens if you silence a Jessie Woo? Now what? You guys are de-incentivizing us from having y'all's backs. Like, if we're going to take bullets for you, then maybe a little bit take our character into account before you believe rumors.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
But also, it's just, if you watch the video, you hear the words, like, what? Like,
that's critical thinking, friend. Not everybody has that. We talk
I think that's just another thing for me. It's like, you watch the video, you literally see me laughing at something else. You might not like that I'm laughing at her saying that she was playing with sticks outside because I thought that it was not true. But for people to say that I was laughing at somebody being essayed,
that's nasty.
That's just like, that is like nasty, harmful. It's you want to talk about hate? You want to talk about bullying?
Yeah.
You want to talk about hate and bullying, putting words in someone's mouth that just were not there, harmful words, all because you don't want to have a nuanced conversation. Because maybe, thank you so much, Jessie. We love you. Please do not change. Keep on your commentary. Your voice is needed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But saying that all because what? Because me saying what I'm saying invalidates the lies that y'all want to push.
Yeah.
I literally only live in fact. That's something I relish in, is living in fact. She never said it. She actually never said it. That alone.
And she's brilliant. The fact that she never said it and she caused this much chaos, but she can technically absolve herself if it ever comes to something harmful. If God forbid something happens to her father or Chris or anybody she talked about, she can say, but I never said that's not what I meant. That is scary to me. That is so scary.
Megan. Yeah, it's very scary. Anyway,
this was good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink some wine or something. It's been a long week, friend. I feel like we've been out here just slaying dragons all week.
Honestly, for me, after this conversation, I am
take a break.
Yeah, I am Love Island gone. I'm just gonna repost that Arab lady though, because that video did come across my threads, and I am gonna repost that. But after that, I might repost this. But after that, yeah, I'm definitely checking out. This has been very just the I don't even want to call it fandom. It's not even fandom. I don't know what this is. Like when people
hysteria. This is hysteria now.
Yeah, when people are using folks' opinions on a show to activate harmful rhetorics that can actually put them in danger. It's just like, I don't know what that is. Like you said, it's hysteria. It's, I don't know. It's just scary to me. It's scary to me. But I would definitely obviously review the reunion. That's that. And if I'm blessed,
we need to talk when the reunion come out, because I feel like I'm
finna do a watch party. You finna come?
You in Atlanta? Where you gonna be at?
I'm thinking of either doing it in Atlanta or New York. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be in New York that week during the week.
Okay, I might just do it in New York.
Because I'm gonna be in New York that week of August. I'm gonna be in New York.
Okay, I did really, really love my Love Island watch party. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of people did come to it in New York. So I think I'm gonna do New York again, just because it was that great. So yeah, I might just do New York again. But I am thinking about Atlanta.
Maybe I'll stay then. I'll stay. And
we'll talk about what we're gonna do. But Yeah, but I might do it. The only reason why I'm more excited about doing it in New York is it just was so much easier. Here, it just was like, I just find restaurants here.
If you do Atlanta, I mean, East Coast to me is the East Coast. So if you, whatever one you do, you let me know ahead of time.
Yeah.
So me and Delta.
The thing with Atlanta, it's like you do something like that, they want you to pay.
Oh,
and it's like, hello, I'm gonna have all these people coming in eating.
What? Okay. Yeah,
What's going on?
We'll talk. We'll definitely talk.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much for watching. Please make sure you support Blue. Blue, can you please tell them where to support you, what your channel is, what your socials are?
Sorry, that was just such a heavy conversation. I feel like my brain is finally coming down. You guys can find me at BlueCentric on Instagram and Twitter, at Blue Telusma on TikTok. For some reason, TikTok is growing faster than I realized, even though I don't understand the tiki-takis. And if you want to take my emotional intelligence class, we do it 3 times a year. And the sign up is fall25.eventbrite.com. And we do it live. And Jesse, you are invited. If you want to come to the next one, free of charge, come on. Bridget's taking it. A couple of my other friends have taken it. It is actually pretty freaking amazing.
Send me. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to double check. I feel like
I'm
you
going to
sent
send
me
you the dates.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yes, of course. Definitely. And y'all make sure that you support her as well. Y'all know where to find me. Thank you so much for your support. And on that note, take care of yourselves.
VBS, I just turn the water on.